The House Ways and Means Committee voted yesterday to make 6 years of former President Donald Trump's tax returns public. The information could end years of speculation about his business dealings and personal wealth. The committee released a report concluding that the IRS failed to pursue mandatory audits of Trump on a timely basis during his presidency. It raises new questions about his claim that he could not release his tax filings because of the ongoing reviews.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Make sure you get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention to the banner. If you want your stuff before Christmas, we'll get it to you before Christmas. You gotta order it today. The numbers are at the top of this screen. You put in Santa 2022, you'll get 30% off all of our Christmas items. And if you look at the dates, you get 3-day shipping, you get 2-day shipping or overnight shipping. If you choose those options, the dates or above, you can get your merch on those days. Let's go down and look at a couple of the merch items. We got the Biden, the Grinch. We got America hoodies. We got Godfident hoodies, which is my favorite, to be honest. We got Awake Not Woke. We still got some of the deranged Joe Biden stuff. We got all kinds of new stuff that's out. All the hats, the hat that I got on right now, all of those things, you can get them at the Officer Tatum Store. If you order it, we have shipping options. Take advantage of those options today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Let's talk about Donald Trump's tax returns. Now, I was expecting for Donald Trump to have strip clubs and all kind of stuff on his tax returns, foreign trips to see prostitutes or something on his tax returns, given the way that the left has been begging and pleading for him to release his tax returns. Now, I personally do not believe that his tax returns are relevant as a private citizen. I don't think a person's tax returns are relevant for the public to view at any point. I think that if we are going to have a person run for president of the president of the United States of America, I think that person's tax returns can be reviewed by representatives of the United States government, the House and Senate. Their tax returns can be reviewed internally, and if there's any conflict of interest, that can be divulged to the public. I mean, that's just my opinion, because what happens is, if you don't do it that way and you put someone's tax returns on public display, you are essentially hanging them in public. Because if they had anything on their tax returns that's not articulated properly by somebody who has financial sense, they're going to parade you around and use it as leverage against you to shame you in public. Call it a financial public lynching is what I call it. Now, Donald Trump's tax returns come out. I haven't looked at them, but an article by Red State articulates that there was some conflict in his tax returns that are insignificant. According to his tax returns, he paid $1.1 million in federal taxes in 2018 and in 2019, which is a big difference between him only paying $750 in 2017 and zero taxes in 2020. Now, somebody will look at that and say, oh, man. Well, me being a business owner, running multiple companies, and I'm new to this. Like, I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm starting to realize that there's a lot of things that are moving parts within the business. There's a lot of debt. If you want to take on debt, I've never taken on any debt in my business until recently. I said, well, why am I spending my own money? I might as well spend the bank's money in order to make money. But people who do a lot with finances, people that understand the financial game, then you can leverage debt to make you money while not paying taxes. And now, I'm not an expert, and I don't know how one would do that. That's why these people get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'd say more than $1,000 an hour, to try to put together your tax returns and stuff to make it conducive for you to pay the least amount of taxes as possible. Now, in the United States of America, you ain't getting away with paying taxes without paying taxes. It's called you're leveraging money and using the bank's money, counting it as a loss, yet you may make money, but then you roll that over into something else, and you may have a lot of money that you own that considered to be assets, but it doesn't require you to pay income tax. Because you can have certain things that may be an asset, but until you execute that asset, which means, for lack of better terms, unless you are selling that asset and realizing that money, now I could be totally using the wrong terms in the financial world, but in my mind it makes sense. If you have assets in the stock market, it doesn't matter. I could have $6 billion sitting in the stock market right now, which will make my net worth be worth $1 billion. However, I could go without paying income tax for, I don't know, a decade if I wanted to, as long as I retain that money, because I could pull a little bit out, maybe a little bit of money out, and have expenses, business expenses, and before you know it, I mean, you're making a minimal amount of money. You may actually get some money back from the government. So there's different ways in which people don't understand money, but they're trying to publicly humiliate Donald Trump by trying to expose his tax returns. And this is why I think that only people within that are representatives of the people should be able to see his taxes, unless there's something in his taxes that will disqualify him. And I think that people could probably FOIA request that on a one-to-one basis. But to have the man tax returns out there in the public is just asinine to me. And I see the same thing when it comes to anybody that have ever been through a custody battle and child support and stuff like that. It blows my mind that even if you weren't married to another person, that if somehow they wanted to get child support from you, they can go through and get every financial document belonging to you. Now, if the person on the other end of that hates you and they want to divulge to the world all the money that you have, all the money you don't have, where you spend your money, where you don't spend your money, I mean, I feel like that's crazy that you would have to disclose things like that in a simple court hearing, that tax returns would not be enough. You have to disclose your bank accounts and all of your spending, and they get to ask you all these questions about, why did you spend money on this? Like, what? But, you know, I think that the presidential thing is kind of unique as well. It's like, you know, people shouldn't be all in your money, man, especially as a public servant, unless you are in office and there's an inquiry about you having some nefarious finances. Then I think people can then inquire about your financial documents. That's the same thing, like I was saying, when you go into family court and they want child support money, and you say, well, I should be able to present a tax return, because there are people who I pay that formulate all that stuff that I don't know nothing about. I don't file my own taxes. I have a tax attorney. I don't keep my own books. I have a bookkeeper. So I don't know how they're classifying certain stuff and what stuff can be written off and what stuff can't be written off. I don't know the intricate details of that. I wait to the end of the year and they tell me, look, these all are write-offs according to your business, and this is how much money you owe. Now, I felt like a tax return should be sufficient because you have professionals who are filing your taxes in good faith. Now, if there was something on the tax returns that I was audited by the IRS, then I could see somebody wanting to dig into it deeper. But to start out with that, it's crazy to me. But I think that there's nuances and loopholes in the system that people can use your economic situation against you to make you look bad or expose you. And I think that's what they were trying to do with Donald Trump, which is not going to work because it's no there. Now, somebody who's smoking crack in the back of a Cadillac is upset that Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes and paid $0 in 2020. And they're falling off their horse, their high horse, because how dare he not pay taxes? It's like, you got to understand the nuances of business, man. And most people that don't understand how he can get that low, they don't understand business. You know, for me, it's a nightmare if I don't pay taxes. If I'm not paying taxes every year, in significant amount of taxes, that means I lost a lot of money. That means I'm in the red a lot of money. And as a business owner, as a CEO, entrepreneur, that is a dangerous place to be. That's not cool if you paying zero in taxes for most people, because that means that you took a big loss. One of my companies, we took a huge loss. You know, we made some investments that didn't yield, and we took a significant loss in 1 year. And of course, I didn't have to pay taxes because I lost money. But that's not a good feeling. I'd rather make a lot of money and pay taxes than to lose money and say, oh, I didn't pay no taxes this year. Yeah, but you know, you took a massive loss. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys about Donald Trump and his tax returns. What a letdown. They do nothing but go after this man, go after this man, go after this man, go after this man. And nothing seems to stick and yield because they're not doing it in good faith. If you are attacking a person in good faith, I think there will be something that yields. But if you're doing it because of political expediency and you know ain't nothing there, I hope that you reap what you sow. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.